Ever since 2004, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal have pushed each other to the limits, playing for big titles year after year and forging one of the greatest rivalries that the world of sport has ever seen. Roger and Rafa had met in 4 Roland Garros finals, and together with Novak Djokovic they have been the most consistent players at the clay major, reaching the 4th round no less than 14 times each to become the all-time leaders ahead of Butch Petty and Novak Djokovic, who stand on 13. The Swiss and the Spaniard arrived in Paris as the 2nd and 3rd seeds behind the Serb, and they're all safely through to the last 16 after passing the first 3 obstacles en route to the title. World No. 2 and the 11-time Roland Garros champion Rafael Nadal has booked the place in the 4th round after a 6-1, 6-3, 4-6, 6-3 win over the 27th seed David Goffin in 2 hours and 49 minutes. The Spaniard earned his 89th win in Paris from 91 matches in his first real test in Paris this year, losing a set only for the 2nd time in the last 17 matches at his beloved major before consolidating his game again in the 4th set to bring the encounter home safely and enter the last 16. The Belgian has been struggling to find the form for more than a year now, but he managed to show his abilities in the 3rd set when he outplayed Nadal, raising the level to the point that the defending champion couldn't follow at that moment. Still, he was inferior in the sets he lost, not that much in the 4th as in the first 2, offering Rafa 10 break points and suffering 5 breaks. On the other hand, the Spaniard faced 2 break points in the entire duel, hitting 38 winners and 21 unforced errors, happy with the way he performed despite losing 1 set. Barely dropping a point on serve, Nadal claimed the opener 6-1 in 30 minutes, blasting one good initial shot after another and scoring 2 breaks in games 2 and 4 for the perfect start. Nothing changed in set number 2. The pace that Spaniard imposed was too strong for David, who gave serve away in the first game when Rafa landed a forehand down the line winner. Returning at 5-3, Nadal notched another break and took 6-1, 6-3 lead after just 73 minutes, looking good to bring the match home in no time at all. Out of sudden, the Belgians started to hit much better in set number 3, blasting 17 winners and just 4 unforced errors to keep the serve safe after an opening game and break Nadal in game 9, moving over the top with a hold at 15 in the next game for a 6-4. The Spaniard was back in front in set number 4, never facing a breakpoint and taking the lead in game 4 after a terrible forehand from Goffin that would cost him dearly. That was the only big moment on the return in the entire set, and Rafa sealed the deal with a nice hold at 5-3 for the place in the next round. Competing in his first Roland Garros since 2015, the 37-year-old Roger Federer has shown no signs of slowing down, defeating the 20-year-old Norwegian Casper Ruud 6-3, 6-1, 7-6 in 2 hours and 11 minutes. Champion here 10 years ago, Federer will play in the last 16 for the 14th time, competing in the 400th Grand Slam match as the first player in history to do so. Roger got broken only once in the entire match and converted 5 chances from 12 opportunities, sailing through the opening 2 sets before having to work harder in the 3rd set, saving 1 set point at 6-7 in the breaker and wrapping up the encounter in straight sets. The Swiss star had 52 winners and 36 unforced errors, overpowering Ruud's solid 28-26 ratio and dictating the points in the way he wanted. Landing 77% of the first serve in, the Swiss lost 5 points behind the initial shot, fending off the only break point he faced and stealing almost half of the return points for a double break and a 6-3. Casper fought well in the first 6 games before Roger picked up a beautiful backhand half. Serving to stay in the set at 3-5, Ruud suffered another break after a well-constructed attack from Roger and a smash winner that sent him 6-3 up after 36 minutes. Firing from all cylinders, Federer blasted 17 winners in set number 2, dropping 7 points in his games and scoring breaks in games 2 and 4, 4 straight return games 1, to open a massive advantage and bring the set home in no time at all. Casper had no answer for Rogers' slice return, netting a backhand in the second game and finding himself even further down when the Swiss landed a perfect forehand cross-court winner. Rogers saved a break point in Game 7 with an ace, delivering 2 more winners to find himself 2 sets to love up after 65 minutes. The youngster finally managed to do some damage on the return in the second game of the third set when Federer netted a routine forehand, staying in front only for a couple of minutes as Roger broke back in the very next game with a forehand down the line winner. They both wasted break points in games 7 and 8, and Ruud was there to fight unlike in the opening 2 sets, finding the way to keep service games safe until the tie-break that Federer won 10-8 to seal the deal in straight sets and secure the place in the last 32 with a smash winner. Let's block ads. Why?